Let's check out some 1980s miniatures. How amazing is this diorama? It's bloody lovely, isn't it? Well, what we have here is a snapshot of the Horus Heresy from the early days of 1st edition Adeptus Titanicus, just before Space Marine 1st edition was released. The main 3 titans comprising of the trio are from Legio Mortis, or the Death's Heads. Sadly, possibly the most boring of all the Titan Legios. They are also loitering about with a red Space Marine Legion. As the Titans are traitor aligned, we can assume this red legion is probably the Thousand Sons, or maybe even the Word Bearers, but I see no black trim anywhere. The trio of dull Death's Heads are facing off against a lonely solo Titan. Due to the angle, it's hard to get a good look as to which Legio that is, but my gut tells me it's Legio Ignatum, or the Fire Wasps. I say this because I can see a red shin pad. The Legio Ignatum Titan has some Space Marine support. These are a Dark Chapter, Black Chapter. We can assume therefore these guys are Dark Angels, Raven Guard or perhaps Iron Hands, although I doubt anyone would ever want to paint an army of those guys up. In the background, dotted about the place, is a load of old scratch-built scenery, the best type of scenery. I always preferred this over the scenery you buy off a shelf, but I do understand people might not want to spend ages looking for or finding suitable parts to build them. The tower, with a turret on it, reminds me of the turrets you could build in the old Amiga game, Dune 2, Battle for Arrakis. I say it was on the Amiga, but I think it might have been on loads of systems like the PC and the Mega Drive. It was a bloody good game, to be honest. There are some half balls on the left turned into some sort of domed silos. These things remind me of the biogas facility they built near where my parents live. It absolutely stinks of shit. I think they burn it. Now, fun fact, most countries burn their waste to make the biogas. Emphasis on the waste. But as we're stupid over here in the UK, we literally grow things specifically to burn. How dumb is that? It must be stopped. You there, yes you, bend over. It's your turn for a spanking. Who out there fancies being spanked by a bald naked man? Not me, thank you very much. So Billy Baldy here appears to be a demon or corrupted champion of the Slaanesh persuasion. Slaanesh are known for their snaky themes, much like Fulgrim and his snake look. They're also known for their crustacean crabclaw theme, but that seems to limit itself to demonette's hands. This guy actually looks a bit like a miniature Fulgrim, doesn't he? It's a nice miniature. This gentleman has an interesting tattoo on his face. I'm unsure what that is supposed to be. It's the sort of thing the youngsters have done to their heads when they go to a local garden fete. Face painting.
I want to be a lion, please. Roar.
Mr. Snakey has a wonderful gold and red jacket on. It has a lovely little red ribbon bow at the bottom. It looks a bit Christmassy. It's very festive. Also, it'll probably be around Christmas time by the time you see this video, or maybe the middle of the summer. Fulgrim's little brother has 2 pairs of arms, like Goro from Mortal Kombat. I always remember when that game came out. It was a big deal. People did like it, but it was never as good a game as Street Fighter. Mortal Kombat was more for the gore and novelty value. It was a bit gimmicky. After the 3rd one, it kind of faded into obscurity. Well, for me anyway. This serpent lad has a collection of interesting looking swords. A little bit like General Grievous and his lightsaber collection. The best sword there is probably that golden one. I do like it. He also has an interesting looking pink one that reminds me of an old ice lolly, but I doubt it's for eating. Do you need a hug? Well, it's Mr. Tickle now. After his happy days of being a Mr. Man character, he then turned to a life of drugs and crime. No dear. So what we have here is a chaos-corrupted Space Marine, or Renegade as they were known at the time. Due to his massive pink horror hands, I would assume this guy is affiliated with Tzeentch, but there are clues indicating otherwise, we will get to in a moment. Which we will get to in a moment. God, who writes this stuff? Let me have a look. Turns out it's me. So the massive hands I think are taken from a pink horror, the Tzeentch demon, but I feel they may be a bit too big. Maybe the old metal pink horrors were bigger than the ones we have nowadays, but I can't say I've actually seen one in the flesh. The Space Marine's spawny scumbag is also wearing what appears to be some sort of gas mask thing. This is more in line with something I'd expect a Nurgle fanboy to wear, rather than Tzeentch, unless he's trying to look like an edgelord. I think that's the first time I've ever used that word, you know. The Renegade has some nice looking clothes, a sort of yellow apron with some awesome looking black hot rod flames on it. This looks a bit like Legio Furians, or maybe even the old retro Bad Moon Orc scheme, the best of the Orc clans. The multi-god sponsoring Marine has what looks like little miniguns on his shoulder. They look like they're either twin-linked or have a little top-mounted magazine on them. Either way, they're cool-looking little weapons. I've not seen them on shoulder pads before. Now speaking of minigun type weapons, I myself always struggle to tell the difference between rotary cannons and assault cannons. They both just look the same to me. Is there really much of a difference? Why are assault cannons just so much more powerful? Is it the ammunition they use or something? Now if you fancy discussing different rotary weapons, then please feel free to come along and join us on our friendly Discord server, which is not behind a paywall. You can find the link to it in the description below, and I'll also stick one up here for you. We look forward to chatting to you there. This is a greater demon of Tzeentch, known in the trade as a Lord of Change. Not the Lord of the Rings, that's a different lord. Lords of Change are interesting demons, and I always thought they were quite cool. Lords of Change are basically big, colourful birds. As a kid, we used to refer to them as Mr. Cadbury's parrots. 10 internet cookies if you get that reference.
So it's this shot for the championship. It's Mr. Cadbury's parrot.
Now this Lord of Change only has one head. Nowadays they tend to have more. A lot of them are two-faced, like the guys I used to work with. That place was a bit like the Warp. There was plenty of chaos spawns in there. Also, does the amount of heads symbolise or mean anything? Or is it just a visual thing? The Lord of Cadbury's is sporting a fantastic waistcoat thing with the Tzeentch logo on. Is this some in-universe branding going on? Also, what even is the Tzeentch logo? A firebolt or rune or something? Perhaps it's a fish. Who knows? I love the effect the painter has achieved on those feathers, on the wings. I will assume this was achieved by some intentional and tidy dry brushing. Although someone did say, when you assume, you make an arse out of you and me. Strangely, my peripheral vision always thinks this Lord of Change is holding a bone or club type weapon. But it's just an illusion. It's just the wing behind his hand. I suppose a bit of visual trickery like that is perfect for Tzeentch.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits. If you don't do your job, I'll shoot you. You get me.
We get you, sir!
Ah, Michael Ironside. A wonderful actor. A great part in the Starship Troopers movie. A movie I really like. The second and third, not so much. So this isn't actually a Starship Trooper mobile infantryman. This is in fact a Commissar of the Imperial Guard, but to me this one does look like Michael Ironside. Intriguingly, this Commissar isn't wearing shades, which is rare. He does, however, have a wonderful techno eye patch thing, like the one the Dominion used in Deep Space Nine.
The station's shields are holding.
Impossible. Federation shields have always proven useless against our weapons.
I've found it wise to never underestimate the Federation's technical skill.
The little skull decorations on his hat and belt buckle do look a little goofy, a little cartoony to me. They look a lot like Boney from Trapdoor. 10 internet cookies, if you get that reference.
We haven't been out for a long time, and I think the fresh air will do us all good.
I think there's also another skull on his shoulder too, but I can't tell. Now I'm struggling to tell if Commissar Ironside is sporting a power glove or has an entire bionic arm. Whatever the case may be, it's not organic and it is a prosthetic of some sort. Even though it is just a big metal hand, it does still look cool regardless. The power sword Commissar Ironside sports has an interesting look to it. It just looks like an upscaled kitchen knife to me. The sort of thing the youth of Lowestoft love to run around with. Disgusting behaviour. Michael Ironside also has another weapon attached to his hip. Sadly, I can't get a good look at it, but I'd assume it's a bolt pistol or something. But as the miniature is so old, it could just be anything, like a shuriken or needle pistol or something. We'd have to have the miniature in hand to confirm. Now to be fair, even sometimes with the miniature in hand, it can be hard to tell what things are, especially on Rogue Trader era miniatures. Some bits and bobs on them do look very weird indeed. Weird, but good. Now speaking of things that are good, if you're enjoying this video, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. That means you, Corey. If you are enjoying the content on the channel, then please consider joining us on Patreon, the link to which is in the description below or up here somewhere. Or you could even become a channel member, which is becoming all the rage these days. Again, there's a link to that in the description below.
Bloody hell, sir. This weapon is heavy as f***. Have you got any suspensors knocking about anywhere?
So this is what we like to refer to as an Imperial Guard heavy weapons operator. One thing to note from the caption is that the name change from Imperial Army to Imperial Guard has happened, and this is still very early on. I'm not sure of the exact date it happened. The Heavy Weapons Guardsman is sporting a silver helmet with a blue stripe. This is interesting as I always thought the blue stripe denoted an assault company, red was tactical and yellow was command, but maybe I'm getting mixed up somewhere. The Imperial Guardsman has one black glove, a sort of fashion accessory Michael Jackson used to wear, although I think his was white and shiny. I guess he's wearing the glove because the handle gets hot or something. I do love the uniform of these old 1980s guardsmen. It's an iconic look. The grey colour with those brown spats and pockets just looks great to my eye, but I do understand it's subjective. Now some of you might prefer a more colourful look to your guardsmen. Also, sunglasses seem to be much more prevalent on the 1980s guard, something I feel modern era guardsmen are sorely missing. Bring back the sunglasses. The guardsman is carrying a las cannon, but it looks a little different to normal. This version seems a bit short, a bit stubby, like my old manager. He was a c***. There's also a strange textury shape at the front that looks like a razor saw edge or something. Is that supposed to be like that, or was it a moulding issue, do you think? Some incredible miniatures there. Which one of those was your favourite? If you want to see some more old heavy metal themed videos, then check out the playlist up here somewhere. And as always, thank you very much for watching.